The big question the big question that we need to be asking today is very simple. Who is a leader? Because over time, looks like the definition of a leader is all distorted. It's actually not the right one. This is online class. My name is John Kimani. Welcome. We want to ask, we need to this week to begin a new series, and this is defining leadership, because it said, he who thinks is leading but does not have followers is only taking a walk. He who thinks is leading but does not have followers is only taking a walk. So the big question that we are asking today is, who is a leader? So we are encouraging you, as part of participating in today's online class, please answer our question: who is a leader? According to you, who do you think a leader is? You know, Jesus Christ one day asked his disciples, who do people say I am? And so we are asking the question for this class: who is a leader? Actually, you'll find that question actually posted there. Who is a leader? Because I think we have funny definition of who a leader is, and so we encourage you to go right there and answer the question, who is a leader? Please go to the comment and send your view on who a leader is. Because we have, if you look at our voting patterns, if you look at the way we vote, whether in church or in civil bodies or in business, if you look at our voting patterns, it will reveal that maybe we do not understand, we do not actually have an understanding or a proper definition of who a leader is. Talus Moses, thank you very much. I see you are already there. Stella Musioka, thank you for joining the classroom. Now, somebody said, and I think this is a very important definition, actually said, leadership is not about size, it's about knowledge and wisdom. We take that again. Leadership is not about size, it's about knowledge and wisdom. And so what we are saying, it's about knowledge. It's about knowing where, it's about answering three questions. It's about knowing where you are taking people. In other words, you need to understand the aspirations of the people. It's about knowing, it's about knowing where you are taking them. And we are simply saying that is about knowing the vision or where the people are going. Again, is about showing people where they are going, and this has to do with motivation. It has to do with teaching them. So, and that is very, very important. And so we are living in moments when leadership is one of the most important needs in the world today. Our feeling, our position is simple, is that we've got it all wrong about who a leader is. We have a long definition of who a leader is, and I think it has everything to do with our origin. You remember during those old times, and we've always said, when somebody wanted to be elected the chief or to be appointed the chief of an area, they would pick somebody who has a lot of wealth, somebody with lots of wives, somebody who has commanded respect in the village. And so that actually became the leader. And looks like we have borrowed these into today, because it is quite unlikely that somebody who does not have money, somebody who does not come from a popular family, somebody who is not rich, somebody who is not wealthy, it is all unlikelihood for them to become leaders. But again, we are asking, does money make somebody a leader? Does wealth make somebody a leader? Does fame make somebody a leader? Remember, you can participate in today's class by answering the question, who is a leader. And we are going to answer, we are going to read your answers in today's class. Somebody says, Mutali Jr. says, a leader is a leader. I mean, a leader is a leader. Okay. I don't understand what you're saying, but I think you need to define who is a leader. Mulembo Nakasi is saying, great work. Thank you very much. Who is a leader? According to you, if somebody would ask you, who is a leader? And so we are asking the question, who is a leader? And we are saying leadership is one of the needs in both the church and the country. We really need to talk about leadership. And John Maxwell actually laments that not only in America, but leadership is one, and actually says that the church and both the nation and the world is actually dying because of lack of strong leadership, because we have gotten it all wrong on who is a leader. And the reason why there is bad leadership explains that, or it actually means that we have got it all wrong on who is a leader. If you ask Mary Kay Ash, a successful business lady in cosmetic, who is a leader, she would tell you, and from my example, would say Mary looks is approachable, and she is sincerely concerned about her staff, and she has a lot of interest in people. And so we are simply saying a leader is not the person who have the titles. A leader is not the person with the position. A person is not the person who sits in the most important seat. No, but we are saying, like somebody who is saying here, a leader is somebody who leads, somebody who shows the direction. And maybe that's the way we need to say it. Somebody who shows the direction, somebody who believes in the people, somebody who goes to where people are and actually shows them where they need to go. We are simply saying that a leader is not somebody with the title. We have had it fighting, whether in politics or in the church, and also in the business world, where people have fought to the nail and people have killed each other because of titles. But we are saying a leader is somebody who influences others, somebody who is able to attract, somebody who inspires other people, somebody who comes along and influences people such that they are able to go to a certain goal. Now, if we go to the Bible and remember the story of the servant girl who was living at Naaman's place, that girl is the leader and Naaman is the follower, if you ask us, because she saw a problem of her master and she silently and in whispers suggested that if only her boss would go to the man of God back at her place, then she would be healed, or he would be healed of his leprosy. That is a leader. She did not have a title, she did not have money, but she exercised leadership. And that's why we are saying leadership is influence. Mutali Jr. continues and says, someone with a law to serve. In short, he or she is a servant. Okay, and I agree, Mutali. I agree. Okay, and when you look at this girl, she did not have authority, she did not have position, she did not have money. She did not have anything. She was just a servant girl. She was a captive, but she exercised leadership. She had influenced, and we are saying influence can be positive, where you go ahead of people and inspire others to follow you, or it can be negative, where you stay behind people and force them to go against their will, or even worse, it can be passive, letting them to do as they please. And we are saying leaders are those people who influence each other. I am disturbed person today because in Africa we have bad leadership, and we are not necessarily saying that the whole of Africa has bad leaders, but allow us to give some few tips here so that you can understand that we don't have good leadership in Africa. Number one, Africa has huge water body, has a lot of rivers and lakes. yet the people in Africa die of hunger. Think about that. By 2000, that is around 20 years ago, 48.4, around 50% of Africa's populations were Christian. Yet, in that same time, there was around 56 successful military coups. Think about it. Although Africa is the richest when it comes to natural resources, it has the poorest of the poorest communities in the world. Angola, a country in Africa, produces around 2 million barrels of oil per day by that time. And it said that the oil reserve can last that country for the next 28 years. Yet in our country, half of our children don't attend school. 8 out of 10 of our people lack sanitation. And actually 6 out of 10 Angolans don't have safe drinking water. Africa has forest, has forest, natural forest. Yet in this country, we import toothpicks. And the question we are asking is, where is leadership? Where is leadership? Why do we have such bad leadership in this country full of Christians? Remember, you can participate in today's class by answering the question, who is a leader? Why do we have bad leadership? Let's take it very quickly. Number one, we have less integrity and lots of impunity. It is very hard in this country to hear of somebody being arrested and actually being detained because of corruption cases. It's only some years ago, in 2016, that we heard that an ex-agriculture minister was arrested and actually sentenced because of corruption. In Kenya, we are yet to see that. The big fish are not actually arrested because of corruption. In fact, in this country, we elect, actually we honor leaders who are corrupt. And that is the most shocking thing. And I agree with the Presbyterian moderator, Right Reverend Patrick Thegu, who is calling the nation and actually the church to consider their ways. Because how comes we are a nation of reverse, where we elect corrupt leaders into public office? We love leaders who cut corners. Okay? We don't care. We elect leaders who hurt leaders. Very bad. We need to elect leaders who don't agree with corruption. I like 1 Samuel chapter 12 verse 3 that says, "Now tell me, as I stand before the Lord and before his anointed one, whose ox have I stolen? Have I ever cheated any of you? Have I ever oppressed you? Have I ever taken a bribe? Tell me, and I will make right whatever I have done wrong." And the question we are asking tonight is very simple. Do we have such leaders? Leaders who are clean like a Makuvuri. Leaders who run away from corruption. Leaders who fight and stand against corruption. So the question is, why do we have bad leaders? We have bad leaders in this country because we have leaders, because we have a lot of, we have less integrity and lots of impunity. Number two, we have bad leadership around, and bad leadership is part of our game and filling our society, because we believe in intimidation, not inspiration. We believe in forcing people. We believe in shouting at people. We believe in using force. We believe that we need to crack a whip and to beat people so that they can reason to us. We believe that the only way we can be able to lead people is by shouting at them, by fighting them. But there is a better way of reading people, inspiring them. Because when you inspire people, even when you go to the grave, they will still follow your leadership. They will still follow you. But when you intimidate people, when you force people, when you beat people, when you look down on people, they will only follow you as long as you are around. I am very sure if you go to the country like Burkina Faso, this leader who was called Thomas Sankara, people still believe in his ideas. People still follow him. Why? Even if he died, although he died through assassination, they still believe in his ideas because he inspired them. He did not intimidate them. Number 3, we have bad leadership around because there is a lot of hopelessness. If you look around, there is a lot of hopelessness. Look at the COVID-19 and look at the impact. The effect. Look at the way it's ravaging lives, ravaging business. Look at the way pastors are not able to go to churches, and now the struggles that they are going through. Look at the many businesses that are aiding. There is a lot of hopelessness that is being peddled around. It looks like during the times of Pharaoh, when Pharaoh gave a crazy order to kill all boys under 2 years, and Moses was part of them. But we thank God because of 2 women, Pua and Shipira, who said, come rain, come sunshine, we are not doing that thing. They were powerless, they did not have power. They only stood by their convictions, and they gave hope. They were a source of hope. We are saying, like Napoleon Hill, leaders are dealers of hope. Leaders are dealers of hope. Why do we have bad leaders around? We are saying number 1, with lots of impunity and less integrity. We've said we have lots of intimidation and less inspiration. We've said there is a lot of hopelessness that goes around, which leaders are failing to address. At this time, leaders need to come and give people hope. People are dying. People are scared of COVID-19. Families are losing their dear ones every day because of COVID-19. If the rumor is true, when you are taken sick because of COVID-19, NHIF is not paying. We need a leader who is going to come and sell hope and give the people hope. Otherwise, there's a lot of hopelessness. Number 4, there's a lot of helplessness. People are unable. People are helpless. People are looking for somebody to help them, and they don't have anybody to help them. When Nehemiah came into Jerusalem at time, he found the people hopeless. He found them in shame. He found them unprotected. He found them in very difficult moment of their lives. What did he do? He helped them. He became a help to them. And he was like Jesus, who we read in Matthew chapter 9, verse number 36. As he saw the crowds, his heart was filled with pity for them because they were worried and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. We need to be helpful. We need to look. Leaders are people who overhelp. They are people who are able to understand the challenges that people are going through. They are people who understand the problems that people are going through. And they not only shout the problem, but they also help. Nehemiah was actually concerned about the people. He left a prestigious position to come and help people. There's a lot of bad leadership because a lot of people are not helping people. What actually they are doing, they are helping themselves. Remember, today's mantra is everybody for himself, God for us all. I wonder, when will you die? Will you die as a helper or will you die as a taker? Number 5, there's a lot of competition, not cooperation. Helen Keller actually challenged this kind of mentality and actually said, alone we do so little together we can do much. I don't know where we got this from, but it's amazing. It's actually marvelous, some of us, that we do a lot of competition. We like tearing each other. We like destroying each other. We like pulling each other. We like maligning each other. We like speaking ill about each other. We don't like working together. We like working alone. And it's amazing that there's a lot that we can do when we come together. It's very baffling when you see pastors tearing each other from the pulpit. It's so embarrassing and so humiliating when you see men of the cloth actually dividing people, when especially during electioning years. And we feel that we need to go back to those African proverbs that are, because Africa is rich with proverbs, especially on unity. And just to rephrase some of them, in Swahili there is one that says kidole kimoja hakiui chawa. If we need to kill chawa ambao wanatukula, if we want to kill chawas ambao wanatuangamiza, if we need to kill chawas that have gotten into the church, if we need to kill the chawa of corruption, if we need to kill the chawa of impunity in this country, if we need to kill the chawa of domestic violence, if we need to kill chawa of COVID, then we must come together. We must take each other as important, because as they say, unity is strength. Remember, you can participate in this class by answering the question, who is a leader? Now, some few observations that we've made about unity. Number one is that some people don't want to work with others because they are problem oriented. When you find such people, please fire them. Number two, because we are saying ajitengaye na wenzake hutafuta maanguko yake mwenyewe. Ajitengaye na wenzake, Swahili say, hutafuta maanguko yake mwenyewe. There are some people who don't work to work with others. There are some people who just want to stay away from each other. But again, we have also observed that some people work faster than others because they are project oriented. And we are saying for this one, actually train them to slow down. But again, there is also a group of people who are just they are working. They are people oriented. And we are saying hire them and keep them for life. Remember, sticks in a bundle are unbreakable. So it is very important that we peddle cooperation, not competition, by appreciating each other, by believing each other, and by correcting each other. Now, we have bad leadership again because there is lack of growth in leadership matters. There is little or no training on leadership. And people, even the existing leaders, don't want to grow their leadership potential. And there are five levels of leadership in which a leader needs to grow, as explained by John C. Maxwell. There is the position leadership, which is right below there, where rights are very important. Okay? Where rights are very important. For them, rights are very important. Where you sit, your office, your salary, those are very important. But again, you don't need to sit there. You need to grow your leadership. You need to go to the next level, where we call permission level. And permission level, we are saying relationships are very important. And people follow you because they want to. People follow you because they love you. People follow you because because you are interested in them. Remember, in the first level position, people follow you because they must follow you. If they don't follow you, you fire them. They don't have bread. But again, and in this one, people follow the pastor because they respect him. People go to buy from your shop because they respect you, because you have cultivated a relationship with you. The third level that John C. Maxwell talks about is production. This is where a pastor is able to there's a track record, there's performance. People follow you because people are attracted to you. Not because of reasons. They follow you because of the results. People follow you because you are able to produce. There are things that you're doing they like. There is performance. You come and there are things that you're doing. Okay, level number 4 is people development level. This is where people follow you because of what you've done for them. People follow you because you've developed them, you've made them better, you've mentored them, you've been able to grow them. And then number 5 is personhood. People follow you because they respect you. They follow you because of your commitment to them. And an example of leaders who are in the personhood is like Mother Teresa. You know, it is very important for us to be able to realize that people will follow you. I mean, leadership. There is bad leadership because there is no growth. And then finally, there is bad leadership around because of predominant negative attitudes on leadership. One of them is leaders are born, not made. But we ask a question: if leaders are born, not made, the question worth asking is if they are born, not made, are you telling us that there is no need for leadership training? Another disturbing myth on leadership is a position where you sit. We disagree. Leadership is not a position you sit. Leadership is influence. Mahatma Gandhi did not have a position. The girl in Nama's praise did not have a position. The 2 midwives did not have position. Yet they were able to influence. They were able to bring around change in their time. We've learned we have bad leadership because of 7 reasons. Number 1, we have less integrity and less impunity, with lots of intimidation and less of inspiration, with lots of hopelessness, with lots of helplessness. We have a lot of competition where we tear each other instead of cooperation, working together. There is retro growth or no growth in leadership matters, and there is predominant attitude on leadership. We need good leadership around. Ruth Kuria says, who knows the way? He says, a leader is one who knows the way. We agree. We want to thank all of you who have taken part in this broadcast. Thank you, Stella Musyoka. Thank you, Tarus. Thank you, Mulembo Nakazi. Thank you, Mtari Jr. and Robert. Thank you very much, together with somebody that there. And Georgia Shoki, thank you very much. Irene Davin, thank you very much. We actually appreciate. John Boro there, one who leads others, thank you very much. And actually Ruth Kuria. And this was online class. And by the way, we want to announce a special announcement that from next week we'll be learning this class on Zoom. The online class will be taking place on Zoom, same place. We encourage you to subscribe, okay? And please, our online class will be taken on Zoom from next Thursday. Please, if you're interested, we'll be sharing the Zoom ID here, and so you can go to Zoom and so that we can learn. So until next week, this is online class. Remember, we've said our next online class will be taken. We need to learn that advertisement here, that next online class will be taking place on Zoom. So please, will not be doing it here, okay? We'll not be doing it here. We just want to will be on Zoom, okay? Please remember that the next online class will be on Zoom. May the Lord bless you. Thank you for keeping us company. Until next week, God bless you. Remember what we always say here in our Zeka.